Hey, what's up, people? We're rated 1414 and we're keeping going. I'd say I'm a bit dopey today. Didn't get home till about midnight last night. Okay. We have pawn to d4. We're going for the Black Knights because it's been working well. Yeah, this is the Black Knights Tango. And obviously you can play it against 1c4, the English as well. So another good reason to employ this opening. d4 and c4 very often come hand in hand. White is grabbing a big old centre here, and out comes the knight. This is not the correct move. The best move here is knight f3, because it allows black to play the move pawn e7 to e5. And there we go. This is kind of what we're looking for. So what we've done is we've encouraged white to overextend, arguably, in the center of the board, right? So now what I want to do is I probably want to get my bishop out here, maybe pin this knight, maybe trade it off. So knight g6, sorry. And it looks like I've wasted quite a bit of time. You know, I've played knight here, whatever, and now knight here. So in 5 moves, I've moved the same horse 3 times. However, I'm actually ahead in development in terms of piece development because white has spent a lot of time pushing these pawns into the center. So out comes the bishop first, and before I shut the door with pawn d6. And I'm going to make an argument that this pawn structure, although it seems to have a lot of space right now, is not that solid. And here we go. Now I had this bishop move in my over the board game the other day as well. So in fact we're following that game pretty closely now. I could look it up, but I'm not going to right now. And then what I did here, well no, it's similar because I tried to fianchetto this bishop. Okay, now clearly that would be just silly right now because white has this solid diamond now in the middle of the board. Now I'm going to play around that diamond. I'm not going to concern myself with it right now. I'll probably castle now. Now what I do have the option of pawn c6 later on. If he takes, I take back, and then, you know, who's got the stronger centre then, you know. But another idea is simply just to start an attack down the king side. Okay. Here I've been waiting for white to push a3, and now white has slightly compromised pawns, and this bishop is not happy, right? Now I remember on Monday I played this move, giving myself double knight control over that. My hunch here is that my bishop does have gainful employment potentially on g4, which may prompt this, so I think that's what I'm going to play. Alright, Sash, you all need to go out for a walk later, don't you? And here we have prompted the move h3. Now this could be a hook or a target later on for some attacking ideas. So you can see, you know, knowing this opening a little bit, you're getting the same kind of patterns coming up all the time because white's rated 1377. They know the principles, right? So it's all good. Now I do have the option here of knight h5, knight hf4, and then maybe queen g5. Obviously not playable immediately, but we shall see. Now what's this bishop doing? Nothing. Can't go anywhere down this diagonal. So why bishop e3? I think all white's doing here is getting the bishop off the back rank. Okay. White's also playing too quickly. 15 minutes 46 seconds on the clock. Alright, so accept a draw. No. Why would I accept a draw? So what are my options here? Knight h5 I kind of like. Because there's the option maybe then of pawn f4, so I'm going to play that move. Again, my browser's glitchy and hanging today. I should have really restarted it. I don't know what it is with Firefox. think the plan is probably this. Now, I'm not going after that bishop, as we've discussed before, but I may well come after this pawn on h3. See, if takes here takes, it's probably knight takes, isn't it? It has to be knight takes, targeting the g2 pawn. This is playable. Takes, takes, rook takes, and then suddenly a lot is going on. So, yeah, there are lots of openings where the main idea is a kingside pawn attack, like the Dutch and so on and so forth. And it gives you the opportunity to play f5, which is my signature move. One of my most played moves as black. I don't know why he offered a draw there. Don't start a 15+10 game and then offer a draw in an equal position, and now he's disconnected. And now he's reconnected. Yeah, I was out last night doing a talk on the food conspiracy. Oh! Wow. C5. I could counter strike with f5 here. If he pushes, I just drop back. If he takes, I could take back. If I take, I bring his bishop to life. It hits my rook. There's no argument to do that. Knight in here. See, the issue is my queen can't come to g5 because of this knight right now. I'm kind of leaning towards the move f5. My light squared bishop is my only bishop because I've traded off the other one for the knight here, doubling his pawns. It doesn't have any prospects. I mean, there's no safe squares here. If he pushes here, in fact, if he pushes there, I'll just take with the b pawn, I think. So, okay. So what happens if f5 takes, and then my bishop opens up? But so does his. If he doesn't take, I have f4, and that will not benefit this dark squared bishop at all. That will be one unhappy participant. I know how good my coffee is, Jules. I'm the one who buys it. When Barney buys coffee, she buys shit. So now he's having a think, because there's mucho tensiones. Muchos. Multo is not, it says molto in Italian and mucho. Mucho in Spanish is two very different words. Multo is not a word. Don't know, might be in Portuguese for all I know. So how are we feeling? Yeah, this knight looks kind of odd. But hey, you know, this in my other game, I think he traded his dark square bishop for the knight, and then I ended up with a very pleasant knight. Then what he did was he undefended his knight, allowing Queenie in, and it all went to hell in a handbasket at that point. Yeah, you can't do that because I'm going to take, and if you take away from the center, I get a super bishop. So yeah, this move, I don't know. I think he blinked with that, right? Here, the hell? Child, what you doing? What the fuck? Oh, discovery on this guy. Yeah, but I take, you take, I get myself a free bishop. thinking this through. Queen takes here. I don't want to push g6 because the queen can go back, for example, e2, defend the bishop. Because unless you are a fool, name the film. Just in those few words. Okay, I think that was just a blunder. Because I've got a continuation capture. White thought, oh, look at this, right? It's a free knight. Therefore, I can take the pawn for free. And then he went, brain, power off. You know? But no. Because you have to say, well, what happens if? Takey, takey. Uh-oh. Now, if he moves his bishop, oh no, I might just re-centralize the knight. I might consider the move g6, but with two bishops still being on the board and the dark squared bishop ready to go there, I'm not sure about g6. I think I might just bring the knight back into the safety of the enclosure. Another option as well is pawn f4, hitting the dark squared bishop, which is again his good bishop. All right, this guy's got no prospects. Obviously he's not pointing there, he's pointing here. He might go there. But again, scrappy happy pawns. Not good pawns at all. What's more, he took, well, 27, okay, so he's taken. Okay, so I take. Got to take the bishop, haven't I? I mean, what's the threat? He comes here? No, he's just losing stuff. I know I should have calculated a bit more there, but I think he's just collapsing now. And +2. He's just eliminated my knight that was at least temporarily awkwardly placed. He now has no light squared bishop. So he's better on dark squares. So he might have this, for example, but I can just jam my knight into e5. You know? Even this, even, I don't know, queen here. Queen might have options. Queen, give over. No, it, okay. I can just take this, actually. I mean, I do have, for example, bishop e8 hitting the queen, but then what if he takes here? I think I just take by pawn, allow him to do this, and then he's got nothing. Then I can play bishop e8, yeah? Or I can just take the pawn, for goodness sake. Taking the pawn puts extra pressure on here. Also gets my bishop on the long diag, which could be nice. So this though pressurizes the queen. Queen can't take the pawn, yeah. And to be honest, this pawn is like, yeah, I know it's halfway down my neck, but here, queen is under attack. So there's a whole load of no. You don't love me anymore now. So I think the queen's going to come back here. I've highlighted E2, by the way. The browser doesn't know this yet. So I do this. I think the queen. I mean, she could go there, but then we just trade off, simplify, win. Yeah. I think the queen's going to come back here. At which point, I just probably centralize the knight. I'm okay with this. Queen here. Knight e5. I'm a piece up. We've also got opposite coloured bishops as well, which is interesting, but I'm quite happy with this situation. If he takes here, I've probably got rook takes. My knight is going to be well placed in the middle of the board. His pawns are not good. This is going to be a major weakness later on. This pawn also is not probably going to live to fight another day. Right. In fact, if he attacks my knight, why can't I just take on e4 and defend the knight? There you go. Look, free pawn. What's wrong with that? Opening up the f-file. So what are my options? This, and we might have a trade. That ain't too bad. This pawn also hangs, by the way. I like this. They jam the knight right. I mean, like a knight on effectively the 6th rank, your 6th rank, is hot property. You know? Okay, so he attacks the defender. You take that defender. I'm 100% just trading rooks off. If I do this, I attack the queen. Queen can take the knight. Then I take here. He can take back. There's no benefit gained, is there really? So I'm thinking this. That does give up the pawn. But still my knight. I've got a nice central knight. I'm a full piece up now. Unless there's anything else. Do I have, for example, a counterattack? I mean, I can counterattack Her Majesty. Bishop should take, I take with the rook. Your bishop is off the board. Now, that's a decent bishop for a decent knight. But then yours truly still has a bishop. After pawn takes here, I also have bishop takes c6, hitting the pawn. You know? If I go here, I'm not too keen on that because I don't want to end up with the same position with stupid pawns. So I'm thinking this, probably, you take, I'll just take back and re-engage my bishop. I might trade rooks off as well. It's just simple stuff. And all of this comes down to that 27.5-second move that he made with a miscalculated kind of sacrifice. There we go, we have this. Right, do we trade rooks? Yes, I'm going to trade rooks. On principle. Hello, I know. Right, now I've got this, and then the queen and the rook are both active on the back rank. Yeah? Alright, Sasha. I'm also hitting this pawn that is presently undefended. I know, I'm going to take you out later. Go on, let's say hello to the boys and girls. Terrible, terrible daddy's girl you are. Okay, what's gone on here then? Okay, so this is a discovered defense of the pawn. Hello. I know, I love you too. I know you missed me. I was out all night, wasn't I? I was out all night. Now, I'm thinking knight g6 looks good. And I'll tell you for why. Here's two reasons. One, I'm hitting the bishop. One, I'm defending f8. Now, but you have to get... All right. Yes. Okay, done. Had enough loves? All right, get down then. Go on then. Get down. Get down. This is an interesting prospect. Skewering queen and rook. Obviously, I can't play it right now. So I think probably bring the knight back. That kind of makes white have to do something now. And I might just chuck in the subtle a6. This, but then he's actually got push. He can push the pawn. And I can't take because it's undefended on that square. So how can I in fact, the knight was defending that square. That's the annoying thing. But if the bishop moves, let's see where the bishop moves. The bishop goes down this way. Okay, checkity-doo-dah. Oh, cock. Oh, missed that one. That was a good move, man. This is a fork on bishop and king. Bugger. So that's what he was doing. He's knocking my knight away from here, and I missed it. I missed it. It was one-dimensional thinking. He's coming after my bishop, and he's going to equalize. I think I just have to go there. I don't see anything else. I mean, bishop here. He takes the bishop anyway. with check. Here you take, I take, rook takes. This vexes me. However, in my defense, I have marginally better pawn structure. That's really annoying. The question is actually, do I want this bishop? Because in some cases, having one knight can be better than one bishop. I don't know whether this is one of those cases. That was ridiculous. Takes. Right. Now, notice that my rook is under attack, and if I take... So I can't move my queen. My queen has to defend the rook, is what I'm saying. I'm kind of... There's part of me that's inclined to play like queen e8. Try and trade the queens off. I feel like I might be better. Now, I know that we've got pawns on all edges of the board, and that ought to favour the bishop. However, we still have a couple of rooks on the board. There, takes. And you see, I can ghost my pawns from this bishop. I can also maybe occupy the centre. I don't know. It's a tricky one. I'm going to play this move. I'm down to under 7 minutes now, so... Is that my Bibu? Hello, Bibu. So there's me banging on about my opponent making a silly move and not taking long enough over it. And then I take less than a minute to play knight g6. What I didn't think is what is my opponent's idea. And I simply should have seen this. I mean, I was thinking about my own attacking ideas, and I just failed to think, what's my opponent's biggest threat at this point? Okay, so here we are. We might grind ourselves down to an endgame. I am higher rated than my opponent. I should expect to be slightly stronger in the endgame. So this is where we are. I've opted not to take the bishop, arguing that my knight is potentially a stronger piece. I should probably, if the queen's come off the board, I should be thinking about moving my pawns onto light squares where the bishop can't annoy them. They also don't interrupt the bishop or impede the bishop either, but that's kind of fine. Oh, did I just... I'm not aware, and look at this now. Takes. Pawn still hangs. Worked myself into such a good position there. Really pissed off with myself. This pawn still hangs. If I take rook takes, pawn still hangs. I can't take on e4. Really have made a pig's ear of this. There, rook takes. Can I go here? That forks the rook and this pawn. I've got to try something. He's got 8 minutes there as well. This hits the rook, defends this, attacks. Oh no, doesn't attack. It attacks that. So the rook's got a defense. So is the rook going to go here or here? And that definitely doesn't improve the rook. Apart from he is looking at g7 along with the queen. So I think that's what's going to happen. Right, if I do that, got this. He plays rook g4. I might pull my rook over, I'm not sure. I'm going to be a pawn down. And all this talk about having better pawns than my opponent is worth nothing if you blunder them away. Like a fool. Still like the Black Knights Tango though. Definitely enjoying it. Okay. I'll play this quickly. There's no back rank issue right now. Unless the queen also can get eyes on f8. Which ain't going to happen. He's going to play this move, I think. Do I have h5? I mean, is that really stupid idea? Notice my queen and my king defend g7 for now. So after rook g4, I'm thinking of maybe this, but then queen takes doesn't work. Maybe after this, I've got rook f8. Actually, also notice after the rook moves, my queen's guarding that. So it'd be nice to get my rook onto the back rank. That would flush the king out this way. The rook is itself defended on g4. Ah, that's another possibility. And we was both immediately arrested, handcuffed. I said, Obi, I don't think I can pick up the garbage with his handcuffs on. He said, shut up, kid. Okay, look, hey, is g5? Is that a thing? Is g5 a thing? Hit the rook. If the rook goes there, my pawn is still defended. It doesn't drop that. So the threat, obviously here, if you've ever played Puzzle Rush, is a forced mate, right, on the back rank. So I can't move my king out of there. So I either have to defend this square, and the only way to do that is queen e8, at which point my opponent can trade off, and has a 1 pawn advantage. Okay, so there's no reason to do, no argument to do that. The only other option is to move one of these pawns. In fact, moving the g pawn doesn't work because it's the same. In fact, it's not actually. G pawn. There I take rook takes. I have g7. That's the point. So we can't do that. That's why I'm considering g5 or simply g6. So g5 hits the rook. The rook might come here. Which point I can just take though. Let's try it. Got to do something. That forces the queens off though. Question is, would I allow him to take my queen and then I recapture the pawn? That blocks these pawns off. Don't know. Frustration. Early morning. I do some things right, and then it's just kind of a lack of overall awareness. You know, that's what we're going to get. My opponent's 1300 rated. Opponents from this point are going to be a bit sharper when it comes to spotting some tactics and ideas and scrapping. You know, these are players that are used to winning a few games. And sometimes you have to get down and dirty and wrestle in the mud. That's the way it goes. So, rook there can't be played. So what's he got? He's got rook there, if he wants to defend this pawn. But of course I can theoretically take here. I might even squeeze out a perpetual or something like that out of this. Possible. All right. Okay, so I take, you take, I check. He can block with a queen, but then I win this pawn. I take, you take, I give check. King here, I come back. No, I can't, because the rook's there. I take, you take, check, king h2. I just win this pawn then. I can't see a checkmate. Queen f8 loses. There. Check is a fork. My queens are potentially... Ooh. Good move. Oh, that's just winning. That was really good. That's just really good. Wow. Wow. I don't know if my opponent was a good sport. I assume so. Wow, what a collapse. Another loss. So look at this. Ooh, right, we have a blunder, guys. One blunder from my opponent, two from me. And yeah, we know what they were. And then he played pretty well at the end there. But I completely had him on the ropes. So let's just go through it. All good, even. Oh, yeah, no, you don't play d6. You don't play d6 because it's queen a4. Okay, but he missed it. Yeah, that's really important to remember that. I did actually, I mean, I literally saw that on a video yesterday. That blunder, and I missed. Oh yeah, didn't pick it up. Okay, so what should I have played here? Because this is going to be a. Okay, so just trade off the bishop and then. Okay. All right, so he misses that. Fine. Okay, we're in very reasonable shape here. Slightest edge to black. They didn't want me to trade there. No, all the way back to c8. Okay, who'd have thought? Good move. That's okay. That wasn't. Okay, he wanted me to throw the knight in there, yeah, okay. And that's a blunder, loses material. That's the best move. So we're just winning, just absolutely winning here. That's excellent move, hit the queen, comes back, defense, best move again. Best move again, best move again, right? And this was my, that's the game losing blunder. But I'm not really worse here. You know, it's still kind of equal. Okay, he gets that, okay. And then I gave up a pawn and things start to go a bit wrong here, yeah. So it's saying trade off, pawns are equal, equal endgame. Right, but that's not what I do. Okay. And yeah, this is just worse. But now, actually, that's not the best move. That was definitely not the best move. Apparently, my opponent played 15-50. I should have just defended there, get rock solid, and we actually have an equal endgame here. And I'm losing material, and that was very accurate from my opponent. Yeah, look at best move difference. So, bit scrappy in the beginning. You know, he wasn't impeccable in the end game. That was not the best move by far. But yeah, that was just too bad from me. Not good enough at all from me. I mean, I got myself into a completely winning position and then just shat the bed, basically. There we go. But like I said, very tired today. Only about 6 hours sleep. Not quite enough. Or not quite enough coffee, but I think the sleep is more important. Okay, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. See you later.